Welcome back to another video. Today we answer the age-old question in Eternal Hero. Which one is better, Pengu or the cat? So these are both the auto-looting pets, like the name implies. I'm not going to explain that to you. We're going to do a little DPS test and see exactly what the breakdown is. Pengu gives the heal, and as far as the pet, here we go. Let me lock him down. Mr. Mittens does a bunch of damage, so every 10th attack unleashes a wave, damage in the path. They have the same mastery. Pengu gives you 10 attack speed, this one gives you all damage, and then if you get it up to Eternal, the waves now have a 30% chance to trigger 3 waves in a row with increased damage, so let's do it. Let's do a little DPS test and see how it goes. As far as my character goes, I'm overcapped on attack speed with or without the pet, so that's not going to be part of it. I do have effects turned all the way down, and I'm probably going to turn... Well, I hope the sound is okay for you guys. Hopefully this isn't just going to drown me out, but... well. Anywho, we also have the broom, and we have the rocket, so I'm not going to move around, and I don't want the rocket to skew things too significantly. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a 1-minute DPS test. We'll look at the damage meter, the damage log, and then I'll go and swap the pets and do all that. I will have that in this video in case anybody's new and they want to see what it looks like to use a transfuse or have to roll some RP. If I have to do that. I think I do have to roll RP on the cat. So depending on how long that process is, I'll put a little bit in, but I'll probably just pause the recording and get it done. So 10 more seconds to go. We are getting it up, and we're going to pause it right at 60 seconds. Okay, so 60 seconds duration. Of that, we did, Pengu was 1.5, and so what I'm going to do is total damage, 10.27Q, and then Pengu is 1.5% of it. So we did 10.37, Pengu is 1.5. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stop attacking. We go over to Anchor's Rest, and we're going to do the swap. And so I think it's not going to swap the rank power, and so I'll have to do that as well. But you come over here to Transfusion, you hit that. Let's click on Pets, Pengu versus the cat. So we do the swap. You notice that the cat is still only at 50%. So that's how to use a transfuse core. We have a good amount of those. We got almost 50 of those things, so I'm not worried about it. And then I should also equip it. Equip that, and I will put them in the stash. Keep them safe. Alright. So if I get too unlucky with this, I won't show the whole process. But basically, you come over to this guy, you get those currencies that turns into augment stones, then you do some protections, sigils. Does it actually show how many I have? I don't have any, so I try to keep like 10 or so on me of these. Hopefully it doesn't take more than that. And then we go over to augment, and here he is. So, autofill. Do I need to use the gem things or not? I don't really know. This, I'm probably going to jinx myself, but these really haven't been too brutal. I've been able to get my gear up without having too much agony. And the game gives you a good amount of gems. So, I guess if I was more scarce on the upgrade currency, then I'd be more likely to use gems. But right now, I'm good on both. Maybe I have more gems than I have upgrade currency. So we are getting there. It's one of those things when you're a new player, this stuff is brutal, and then once you kind of get towards the end game, it's really not that bad. If I do a video about the Echo Forge in the future, you have to have your Echo Forge items rolled all the way up to 100% to be able to put them in the forge. They have to be eternal and 100%. And so I'm sure I'll need a ton more of that currency as well. So maybe using the sigils with gems is not a mistake. You would think that it's a really, really big pain in the butt to try to get to 100%, but I really haven't had a bad experience with it too much. That one. Come on. Come on. So we've done what? 11, I think? Oh. Like I said, I'm more likely to use... I don't mind spending the gems as much as I mind spending the upgrade currency. Because right now I'm flying through tower, but eventually I'll hit... Let's go back to the shop. Right now I'm flying through the tower, but... Give me 7 more. Just to keep a good count. I'm flying through the tower because all the upgrades and the new update with World 5, but eventually I'm sure I'll hit some sort of wall, and then the upgrade currency will be scarce again, and I might have to even run the altar to get it. And I don't think the altar is very generous. Okay, we're almost there. If I don't get it in these 7, I might chill, I don't know. Because for the comparison, I think we're going to eventually get pretty close. But man, no lie, I'm over here fighting pollen. I can feel it when I talk. I should have had you guys guess how many you think it's going to take for me to get from 50 to max. As you can probably see, I don't know if I showed it in previous videos because I post everything kind of out of order, but I got all my gear up to 100% pretty easy. Give me one more good one. Come on. Come on, cat. Alright, I'll do 2 more, and then I'll jump into the test. It should be good enough for our purposes. Yeah. Is it? Could it be? Alright, screw it. I'm gonna do 5 more. This will be 25 attempts if I have to use them all. Go to the pet, to the cat. We're almost there. Videos turned out to be a lot longer than it needed to be. Alright, cool. So 21 attempts to get it up. You decide if that's good or bad. That's probably maybe one of the worst rolls I've done so far, but it'll be okay. Alright. So you're getting 3 things in this video. You're getting the Pengu versus the cat. You're getting transfuse cores, how to use that, and then you're also getting how to upgrade RP. Look at that, the one-stop shop. Bro. Can you hear that in the background? Hey Google, stop. What was that about? Just randomly, there's like a smart thing in this apartment just doing its thing. Alright, anyways. Okay, so standing here doing nothing, the purpose of that was to get the rocket stacks down. And let's go for it. Okay. So maybe a little false start. I might retest that if the damage is weird. But so we did 10.37 Q, and it was 1.5 with the Pengu. I didn't look at the total DPS, like damage per second, which I probably should have. But we're halfway through the test. You see the cat over there doing his thing. I don't know if the cat's going to grow on me or not. I'm pretty excited on trying to forge either the cat or Pengu, or probably both of them, and then getting to use Ignito. I've wanted to mess with him for a while, and so it's going to be a while for us to get the forge up there. So we got 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Okay, so we did, it was 10.37, now it's 10.96, that is significant. And then we're Mittens, look at Mittens, he did 4.1%. 4.1%. I also think that this pet is more focused on AoE than single target. So look at that. He is doing more than double of what Pengu did. So significant. I should have looked at like the DPS itself, but we are now up to 182. I think my DPS, if I show some guild chat, my actual DPS last time I tested it was 184. So, Last time I tested, DPS was 184, and so our DPS is kind of the same. I don't know. Maybe the Pengu, maybe I messed up the Pengu test somehow. But if the numbers are right, cat is significant. I didn't do an AoE test over here. I guess I could have done that, but I don't really do a lot of AoE testing, even though my build is more set for that. So I think that is it. If you are a new player, I still think that Pengu's the way to go. He's got attack speed. The newer you are, the more you need that. The heal has saved me a bunch of times. As you get into the later game, if you still want a loot pet, I'm interested to see how all this does. And I might do another video. It obviously won't be a comparison because I'm not going to switch Pengu back for a while. But I do a lot of AFK farming, and I'm also going to keep pushing rifts and daily stuff tonight, so maybe I'll make some content. But there you go, the cat. He's out there, he's doing his thing. Is he going to be as good as looting, or is he just going to wander off? Time will tell. As always, appreciate you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.